The film starts in 1949, where we see a girl in a tape recorder. This girl takes a cross in her hand and turns it towards the sky. Along with that, she was also praying. As soon as this happened, light came from the darkness because the sun had already set. Now, because her prayer was accepted, everyone started considering her to be their Messiah. With hopeful eyes, they see the girl, come close to her, and gather around her. All of them were also holding a cross in their hands. After this, the story shifts 10 years later, to the time of 1949. We see a sister, whose name is Narcissa, who comes to a church with her luggage. She sees that there are a lot of bullet marks on the church. At that time, another nun, who was the head nun here, came and took Narcissa inside. She says that after the war, when there was peace and tranquility here, the old people of the church had left this place. Among the old people, there is only me, a sister, and Mother Superior. Now, this church has been made a school and hostel for poor children. The children of poor people come here to study and live. Narcissa now meets Mother Superior, who is running this school and hostel. Narcissa sees the picture of the same girl in this room, whom we saw in the beginning. Actually, this girl was no one else but Sister Narcissa. During their conversation, we learn that Narcissa has come here to teach the children because recently, a sister had left the school. But no one knew where she suddenly went. Now, Narcissa was given a room, where she started keeping her luggage. However, her suitcase was not moving ahead. When she checked, there was a box lying there. When she opened it, there was a house inside, a picture of a sister, and a scissor. The picture also had the name of this sister, which was Socorro. She takes the picture in her hand and says the name of Narcissa, Sister Socorro. As soon as this happens, the chair in front of her starts moving, which falls down with a sound. Then someone outside the door starts beating loudly. Although Narcissa opens the door and looks, she does not see anyone there. But yes, she sees a mark on the wall in front of her room, which was not there before. But she ignores it and goes to her class to teach the children. She tells the children about herself first and starts writing her name on the blackboard. As soon as Narcissa writes her name, all the children start getting scared. They start saying something under their breath. One girl, Rosa, is so scared that her toilet just comes out. After class, Narcissa goes to Rosa's house. She asks, "When I had written my name on the blackboard, why were you and all the children scared?" But before Rosa could say anything, her twin sister, Rosa, refuses to say anything to Narcissa. When Narcissa came to her room, she saw that the mark on the wall, which she had seen before, had now increased a little more. At night, someone had drawn another line there. But Narcissa still did not pay much attention to it. Later, Mother Superior shows her an album, in which there were also pictures of those sisters and nuns who died while working here. There was a picture missing in the album, which Narcissa understands must be the missing picture of Sister Socorro, which she had found in the room. She returns to her room and starts looking at the picture of Sister Socorro. Once again, the chair starts moving, which falls down with a sound. Just like before, someone starts knocking on the door loudly. She listens carefully, but there is no one. Now she starts feeling that this is definitely happening to her because of some mistake of hers. That's why she starts beating herself. In their religion, if you kill yourself and punish yourself, your sins will be washed away. Meanwhile, in the next room, all the girls were sleeping. One girl wakes up because she had to go to the washroom. She tells Rosa to come with her. Now, although Rosa was hearing strange sounds from outside, she still ignores it and goes to the washroom with her friend. But here too, things started getting strange. Suddenly, the tap of the water opens on its own. The whole bathtub fills up. The water also starts shaking violently. But suddenly, all the water disappears somewhere. Then Rosa finds someone's cut hair in the bathtub. She was looking at the hair, and that's when she feels like it belongs to someone else. That's why she screams loudly. Hearing the sound of screaming, the head starts shaking. One of the girls who was sleeping inside also starts screaming. She tells that a girl in her sleep had cut my hair. Because there was a scissor there, and her hair was also missing. Now, because Rosa found this girl's hair in the bathroom, everyone thinks that Rosa cut her hair. Although she cries and refuses, saying that she didn't do anything like that, no one believes her. The head nun also beats her a lot. The next morning, when Narcissa came to the class, she saw that Rosa was not in the class today. She found out that the head nun had locked her in a cell as punishment. When Narcissa went to her cell, Rosa tells her, "Yes, I didn't do that. At that time, I saw a girl's soul in the bathroom. I didn't see it. In fact, before you came, many people heard the sound of souls, but they didn't see it. Moreover, all of us saw the mark on the wall as if it was made in front of your room. When we told this to the sister where you came, she made a leg of the picture and completed the incomplete picture. She did this so that she could tell all of us that there is no soul here, although the soul is here. But when that sister completed the picture, her name was written on the blackboard, after which she disappeared. No one knows where she has gone to teach the children again. Further, Rosa tells that when you came to the class on the first day, when your name was written on the blackboard, this is the reason that all the children were scared. Because once someone's name is written on the blackboard, it means that their death or disappearance is certain. In the evening, when Narcissa came back, she saw that a sister was making a dish like Momo in the kitchen. Upon asking, the sister told her that this is the breakfast for the children tomorrow morning. She also gave Narcissa to eat a Momo so that she could tell how it tastes. Narcissa didn't eat it, but its taste was very strange. And suddenly, blood and that thing started coming out of her mouth, the thing that she had eaten. It was discovered that it was not Momo but human eyes. Narcissa's heart breaks upon seeing this, and she feels deeply distressed. As she looks ahead, she realizes that these eyes belong to no one else but that sister, who is now drowning without eyes. Seeing her in such a state, Narcissa is filled with fear and begins screaming loudly. She runs into a room where someone attempts to kill her by strangling her neck and body. Her jeans were covered with clothes, and the clothes were tightening. Narcissa starts vomiting violently, and as this happens, her eyes open. Upon seeing her surroundings, she breathes a sigh of relief, thinking it was just a bad dream. However, when she opens her eyes, she notices that the mark she had seen earlier has now grown even larger. The person who had died in the mark now has 2 hands and 1 leg. Now, she realizes that she has become the pawn needed to complete this picture. Regardless, she ignores this and proceeds to teach the children. Once again, the children are frightened and speak softly. Rosa becomes so frightened that she immediately stands up and runs away. Narcissa then notices Rosa's name written somewhere on the blackboard, but she goes straight to Rosa to comfort her. Narcissa tries to reassure her, saying, "Look, there is no need to worry. I am with you." Crying, Rosa tells her that a girl's soul is no longer visible anywhere. Narcissa is unsure of what to do, but she holds Rosa's hand and completes the picture by adding the last leg, hoping to assure Rosa, like the previous sister, that there is no soul here. Suddenly, Rosa becomes frightened again. She tells Narcissa that there is someone behind her, but it is no longer a girl's soul, it is a drowning woman. As Narcissa runs to check, there is no one there. However, when she looks back, Rosa disappears. Narcissa is terrified. She and Rosa's twin sister search everywhere, but Rosa cannot be found. In fear, Narcissa tells the head nun that Rosa is missing, but the head nun scolds her, getting very angry and ordering her to leave the school. It seems that the head nun does not want Narcissa to uncover what is happening there. Narcissa learns more, and she enters a small room. However, she cannot leave because someone locks the door behind her. She starts to see many eyes and hands reaching from behind, grabbing her. They try to scare her and beat her. In desperation, Narcissa calls out in the name of Jesus and then sees Rosa's dead body in front of her. She is filled with deep sorrow and prepares to bury Rosa. Narcissa cries profusely before leaving the school with a heavy heart. As she steps outside and looks at the sun, it begins to set. This reminds her of her childhood, and once again, darkness descends. After a while, as the sun sets, a bright light emerges. Narcissa kneels and continues staring at the sun, not blinking for a minute. Gradually, Narcissa's eyes begin to fade, and she becomes blind. Despite being blind, she is able to see everything. This is the moment when the war ends. Narcissa witnesses, through her vision, that during the war, some robbers had entered the church. One robber committed a terrible act against poor Sister Socorro. Narcissa feels immense sorrow upon witnessing this and begins to scream. Upon hearing the scream, everyone in the present realizes that Narcissa's eyes have been burned. They bring her to a room, and Narcissa takes a picture of Sister Socorro once again, connecting with the past. Narcissa starts to see what happened when the robber wronged Socorro. After the incident, Sister Socorro's daughter was born. In order to preserve the church's respect, Mother Superior keeps Socorro's daughter inside the church, never allowing her to leave. Narcissa sees all of this in her memories, and in the present time, Socorro's soul appears before her. Narcissa then understands that Sister Socorro's past was incredibly unfair, and she feels pity for her, holding her hand. As soon as Narcissa holds Socorro's hand, she is transported back to the past, where she sees that Socorro's daughter has grown up. One day, the girl develops a high fever, but Mother Superior, the headman, and another sister refuse to take her to a doctor. They fear that if the girl leaves the church, people will learn that she is Socorro's daughter, and the church's reputation will be tarnished. So, they lock Socorro's daughter in a room and attempt to treat her fever themselves. They fill a bathtub with cold water and try to immerse the girl in it. However, the water is too cold, and the girl begins to move her hands and legs. In the struggle, her head strikes hard, causing blood to pour out. Suddenly, the girl stops moving. This means the girl lost her life at their hands. When Socorro learns of her daughter's death, she cannot bear the sorrow and takes her own life. Narcissa is deeply saddened. She opens the room where they had locked Sister Socorro. The room, which had always been closed, had never been allowed to be entered by anyone. Now, as the room opens, two timelines begin to run in parallel, one from the past and one from the present, connected to each other. As soon as the room opens, Socorro's eyes open. In the past, her body begins to move, while in the present, her soul begins to haunt the three individuals responsible for her daughter's death: the Mother Superior, the head nun, and the sister whose hands killed her daughter. In the past, Socorro violently breaks the head nun's jaw, causing her death. As soon as the head nun dies in the past, she also dies in the present. Then, in the past, Socorro moves towards Mother Superior. She holds her mouth and drowns her in the bathtub. Then, as soon as the Mother Superior dies in the past, she is killed in the present as well. After that, Socorro kills the third sister too. Now, in this way, Socorro killed all three of them and took revenge for her daughter. The chair that was falling in Narcissa's room was actually Socorro trying to give her a sign. Meanwhile, Rosa used to see her daughter's soul. There was complete peace and tranquility in the school, meaning everything had returned to normal. The school was safe from all evil. Because, once the revenge was completed, after the deaths of the Mother Superior and the head nun, no one saw any further signs, nor did anyone witness Socorro and her daughter's souls. Now, the scene shifts to 40 years later, in 1991. The church school had grown quite large and well maintained. New girls used to come here to study.